Alright, good afternoon everybody. It's your boy Akeem. Welcome to this blog. I'm here to talk about the national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. The Ohio State Buckeyes going 14-1 overall last season, and I'm here to give you a preview for the 2015 college football year. Now last year, like I said, they were the national champions. Head coach Urban Meyer is a brilliant head coach. Turned Utah around. They went to Florida, won a couple of national championships for Florida, led the Buckeyes in his first year into an undefeated season, and then last year they won the national championship, and they definitely have a chance to repeat this season. Now the number one question across the nation this season entering college football is who's going to be starting at quarterback on the Buckeyes. Now it's between JT Barrett, Braxton Miller, and Cardale Jones. This is a huge race. Now in my personal opinion, I think that they should go with JT Barrett because he's the better dual threat between the three. He's the better passer between the three quarterbacks. Now let me pump my brakes a little bit. Braxton Miller is an excellent quarterback. He was two-time Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. He definitely had a good Heisman run a couple of years ago. But as far as his passing, he's not as good as JT Barrett in my opinion. He's definitely a better running quarterback, and that's why he won Offensive Player of the Year more through his legs and not too much with his arm. And he is coming back from his shoulder surgery with his throwing arm. That is a huge pickup as well. That's another reason why I have to go with JT Barrett over Braxton Miller. Now as far as Cardale Jones, he has excellent size at 6'5", 250 pounds. He had 7 touchdown passes last season and 2 interceptions. But with those final 2 games, he only had 1 touchdown pass and 1 interception in both those 2 games. And that's because, and the reason why they won those 2 games was more because of the ground attack of Ezekiel Elliott, who rushed for over 1,800 yards last season and over just under 2,100 yards of total offense with 18 touchdowns. That is the main reason why Cardale Jones had success over the last 2 games. Now he did have a big game in the Big Ten Championship, but still the last 2 games weren't really up to par in my opinion. I think that JT Barrett should be the starting quarterback this upcoming season. Now I mentioned the weapon that he has right behind him in Ezekiel Elliott, an excellent prospect. He had 2 big games in both the Sugar Bowl and the National Championship. Against Alabama he rushed for 230 yards, and against Oregon 246 yards and 4 touchdowns in that National Championship matchup. Now in the offensive line they have 2 returning players from the All Big Ten Conference, All Big Ten honors, and offensive guard Pat Elflin and offensive tackle Taylor Decker. This is great for these guys. This is still the same team, and they don't have too much to worry about. Now on the defensive side, oh my God! They got some beast players, particularly Defensive Player of the Year winner and Joey Bosa, the defensive tackle. This is a great player, 6'6", 275 pounds. He can play both defensive end and tackle. A brilliant athlete and one of my top prospects for the later NFL draft. Now they do have an excellent senior returning at linebacker and Joshua Perry. He's a great prospect. 123 tackles last season and 3 sacks. And one player who I'm looking to have a good sophomore sensational year, and Raquan McMillan, the linebacker as well. He should get the starting nod this upcoming season and get more playing time, and I think he's going to have an excellent year. Now as far as the recruits, they have possibly one of the top 5 prospecting class this upcoming season, starting with the number 2 athlete overall and the number 16 player overall according to ESPN, and Torrance Gibson, great player. They also picked up the number 1 and number 7 outside linebacker. The number 1 outside linebacker is Justin Hillard, and the number 7 outside linebacker is Jerome Baker. And lastly, they picked up the number 7 defensive end and Jashawn Cornell out of St. Paul, Minnesota, leaving the state of Minnesota. Minnesota Gophers should have really tried their best to get him at defensive end, but Ohio State definitely had to call him coming off of a national championship. He could definitely try to get a ring as a true freshman. Now overall, I think this team is going to go undefeated this year, and at worst go 10-2. I thought at worst they could go 11-1, but I think at worst they can go 10-2. They have a tough game against the Penn State Nittany Lions on October the 17th, and on the 21st they play Michigan State. Both those 2 games are going to be revenge games for both the Nittany Lions and the Spartans in those matchups. Those games were close in both of those games. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys in a couple of minutes. I have more blogs for you for the Big Ten Conference. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. BEC.